A very warm afternoon to all my nine. Well, my dear students, today I, Sakshi Singh, welcome you all in economics session. Well, my dear students, today I will be dealing with the topic economic activities by men and women. Now, you all know that in the previous classes we dealt with two terms, okay, economic and non-economic. Well, if we talk about, there are two parts of economic activities as well, market activities and non-market activities. What are market activities? Market activities consider production of goods or services, including government service for remuneration. Okay. And if you talk about non-market activities consider production of goods or services for self-consumption. So here the topic is that you all know what is economic activity, what is non-economic activity. There are two parts of market. There are two parts of economic activity: market and non-market. Well, you also know that all these activities be performed in three different sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So economic activities are development and wealth producing activities. Okay, I am just repeating the terms. Economic activities are development and wealth producing activities. It creates economic and financial gain by producing goods and services and adds value to the national economy. Okay, once again I repeat, it creates economic and financial gain by producing goods and services and adds value to the national income. So now the question arises that what are different activities by men and women? Let's have a look now. Before I proceed further, I would suggest you to surely listen to this video because every explanation is not jotted down in a PPT. Okay, that presentation would be recommendable for your notes, but for the concept, you need to listen it very carefully. Okay. So economic activities by men and women. Okay, we all know that there are certain activities. Okay, every activities are done by, you can say, men and women. But there are some activities done by men and some activities are done by women. So now just let's see. Now here, if we talk about that, let's start. See, according to the historical and cultural reasons, okay, there is a division of labor between men and women. How? Have a look. Women generally look after domestic chores. Okay, you all know that. Women are generally it is like, stereotype thinking also you can say that women generally look after domestic chores and men work in the fields. So now there are two cases, okay? There are two case studies in your NCERT book, Story of Sakal and Vilas. We will move towards the story later on. Once you went to the story Sakal and Vilas, you will find one difference, that education and skills are the major determinants of the earning of any individual in the market. Once again, I'm repeating, education and skills are the major determinants of the earning of any individual in the market. Okay, so if we talk about the story of Sakal and Vilas, you will realize that Sakal got a job in a private company, okay, while Vilas was forced to do the same work as his mother. Due to the education he received in the past years, he could secure his health as well as increase his income by doing more studies. While Vilas continues to receive the same income his mother received due to unskilled labor. So now this is a summarization of the story of Sakal and Vilas. Now, did you find any difference here? Yes, of course, there is a difference. What is the difference here? That one person is educated and more skilled and productive, while in the other case, the person is unskilled and is less educated. Means you can say he is absolutely uneducated. Okay. So, men versus women. What's the difference here, men versus women? This you can say job opportunities for men and women. Okay, you can find it from the statistical data of 1970, 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010. You can see here like dark blue is for men and the light blue is for women. So now in most of the years, you just find that the bar of the job opportunities for men is more as compared to women. Okay, and in the case of 1970, it's at about 62%. Then it is reduced in 1980. Then again it increased. Then 2000 it's a little bit increased, and in 2010 it reduced. So if you talk about the job opportunities are still for more for men and women as compared to, because see, the thing is that still in India, okay, it's a very stereotype thinking that where women are considered to look after the family, the children, okay, their education is at the last option. That is the last option. But if you talk about the men education, their settlement, everything comes at first. So that's why women lagged behind as compared to men, as far as the skills are concerned and the education is concerned. But today's scenario tells something different. Okay, we'll get to know that. So, what are the major determinants of learning? First, education and skill are the major determinants of the earning of any individual in the world. If you are educated and you are skilled, you don't have to look for the options. Options will come and knock at your door. Women have less skill and knowledge when compared to men. Just now I discussed that. So they are paid less than men. However, women with equal skill and education with men earn almost the same amount but not equal. Almost the same amount compared to men among the organized sector. Teaching and medicine nowadays attracted them the most. So now here, if there is discrimination on the basis of gender, it's still there in India. Some women have entered administrative and other services, including jobs that need high levels of scientific and technological competence. So, if you talk about work performed under economic activities, there are huge difference between economic activity performed by men and economic activity performed by women. Just now we discussed that women look after domestic affairs, cooking food, washing clothes, cleaning utensils, housekeeping and all. And men outside work, buying, selling, whatever. Okay. So men are paid for their work. On the contrary, women are not paid for the performance in the house. Of course, if your mom is cooking for you, you are not going to pay your mom for that, isn't it? If she is washing if she is washing the clothes for you, you are not going to pay for that. So it's a 24 into 7 job, but without any pay. So the work done by men is recognized in the national income, whereas the household work done by women is not recognized in the national income. Therefore, it is considered as non-economic activity. And all the work done by men and is recognized in the national income is economic activity. Let's have a case study here. Now, this case study, just go through it very carefully and attentively because the questions can come. Okay. Now, initially, the starting of the session, we discussed about the story of Sakal and Vilas. What's the difference here? Okay. Sakal studies hard, okay, and becomes a software engineer. Oh wow. I think that it's a dream of everyone. He builds a software and is promoted by his job. Okay, and is promoted in his job by his boss. So his salary is increased and gives more income tax to government. By this, he contributes for the development of human resource. So he is one of the human resource in the company, okay, in the economy, who is contributing where in national income. So he is an asset for the human resources. But obviously, whereas in other case, Vilas did not get studies because his father expires in very early age. So now he helps her mother to do his paternal occupation. So because though he was not having any option, so he was forced to do the same job what her mother is doing. Okay. So, dear students, if you talk about this case study. So we conclude that education and skill, okay, and not only skill, it should be productive skill, are two most important determinants, okay, for any earner, whether it's a man or whether it's a woman, okay. So I would request you that you just please listen to this video very carefully and take down the notes in your copy, okay, in a fair notebook. And if you have still any doubt, you can contact on my personal video. Okay. So the next class we will be doing quality of population. So till then, take care and stay blessed. Bye bye everyone. Have a nice day.